Greetings, loved ones. We're going to talk about psychological abuse of the elderly today. Help us get these messages out. Please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and please share these messages with others. You never know. Just by doing so, you could save a life. So what is psychological abuse of the elderly? This refers to attempts to intimidate, demean, or belittle an older person with words or actions that are not physical. So here's a few examples. Verbal abuse. This is yelling, insulting, belittling, or cursing at an older person, or even treating them like a child. Then there are threats, threatening institutionalization or to withhold critical support or services. Then there's isolation, isolating them from friends, family, and loved ones, or people in their social networks. And then there's limiting choices, limiting their choices and freedom so that they're no longer independent. So why does this psychological abuse occur? Like physical abuse, psychological and verbal abuse can occur for many reasons. First, there's mental illness and or substance abuse. Psychological abusers of the elderly often have mental health or substance abuse problems, and they may be verbally and psychologically abusive to others besides the older adults, such as other family members. Then there's long-standing patterns of abuse. In some cases, this abuse simply reflects long-standing patterns of conflict resolution in which some families resort to psychological or verbal abuse rather than talk out their problems. What harm does psychological elder abuse cause? It can lead to other forms of elder abuse and very often accompanies other forms of elder abuse, such as physical abuse. It can lead to many mental health problems. While psychological abuse does not in itself cause physical injuries, it can lead to many mental health problems in the older adults, including depression, anxiety, and helplessness. You know, words can kill. The Bible says, there's power of life and death in the tongue. Suicide can be a manifestation of long-standing psychological abuse. Escalation of abuse is possible. Additionally, this abuse, psychological abuse, can escalate into other forms of abuse such as physical abuse and financial exploitation. So, the question is, what can be done to stop this? Many of these abusers may not realize that their behaviors are abusive, as this may be a long-standing pattern of interacting with the older person. So what I want to tell you is, see something, say something. Sometimes an abuser may come to understand that their behavior is abusive only after an outsider brings it to their attention. And then you need to do targeted interventions. Stopping this abuse involves interventions targeted at the causes, such as depression or mental health problems in the abuser or caregiver stress. Always, always, always ask questions. Older adults who are victims of psychological abuse should be asked about whether they have been physically abused as well. So then you need to kind of explain the trajectory. Older adults, they should be educated on the high likelihood of psychological abuse worsening or leading to other forms of elder abuse. According to the WHO, 1 in 6 seniors above 60 years of age will experience abuse. The question is not if you will encounter a victim of violence. The question before God is, what will you do when you do encounter them? You could be the person who saves a life. You are called. We are all called to be champions for justice, and those who suffer violence, they need to know that those who love them and those who don't even know them will step out and reach out to them to give them the courage and the help they need before it's too late. Help us get these messages out. Please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, hit the like button and the notification bell, and please share these messages with others. You never know, just by doing so, you could save a life. If you are a victim of violence, listen to me. You are valued. You are loved. You are intelligent and you are beautiful, and God does not want you to suffer violence. He wants you to live free from violence in peace and tranquility. There is a way out. It's not your fault, and abuse is not love. If you're a victim of violence, please reach out to someone today. If you find yourself in a dangerous situation, call 911 for help. And if you know of a senior suffering violence, tell the authorities. In our next episode, we're going to talk about elder sex abuse. Until then, God bless you.